What makes Life is Strange so sad? Most people who have played it would admit they've rather cried or felt emotional, but the characters are fictional. They're not real, they're not involved in our lives. But somehow they feel as if they do. In order to understand this, we need to understand the true object of the game. Life is Strange takes place in the fictional town of Arcadia Bay. As we're playing through the game, we learn that Max is struggling to fit into adulthood. When we first meet Chloe, that's when we discover that we can rewind time. At the beginning of the game, Max's objective is just to try and fit in. But as we play through the game more and spend more time with Chloe, we then realise that her true objective is to save Chloe and save our house in Arcadia Bay. Fate is trying to constantly correct itself by killing Chloe. But yet again, Max comes in, steps in and undoes Fate's actions. Until Fate gives Max the option of Chloe or Arcadia Bay. We then learn that Max loses her innocence. She's no longer an innocent person. Max then learns that she can't fix the problem, but she has to learn to live with the problem. And after we're faced with that final choice, we then realise that all those other objectives are not real. They're just illusions. We then realise the true objective of the game. It's not to create a world where the player can escape in. It instead creates a world where it shows the reality of fate. Shows the player reality. Shows the player that the world does not always end happily. That stories don't always end happily. Loss is inevitable. And Max got the choice to save Chloe. And you would probably do the same. And that relates the story to everyone. Another major reason to why the game is so sad is that it cannot be won. The true winner of the game is fate. Let me explain. The two endings of the games give you the option to either kill Chloe and live on with the memory of Chloe. None think what you've done ever happened. It happened in your head. Yes, you can go back and correct all the things that happened, but the memory of your teacher tying you up and jugging you and taking photos of you, Kate's suicide or the saving of Kate's suicide, is just a memory to you. And the saddest part of this memory is that Chloe thinks you and Rachel both abandoned her, leaving her to die alone. She does not know the true love that you had for her, all the adventures you went on, making this ending really sad. But the other ending is also just as sad, because yes, you can go on and keep all those memories, you can save Chloe, but all your other friends die. Your life crumbles around you. As you drive back through Arcadia Bay, everything destroyed. Death surrounds you, no matter what choice you take. Yes, Max and Chloe could one day live a normal life, but the true impact of what you've had to sacrifice to be with Chloe, the death of all your friends, the death of Arcadia Bay, will always linger forever on that option. So no matter what ending you choose, you will always lose, because fate wins. Fate gets what it's always wanted. Death to correct itself. Even though that both endings are sad in their own way, the death of Chloe seems to be more sad. But why? They're both sad. They both involve loss. Well, the simple answer is the way that writers create sadness in film, in TV, or even games. It doesn't matter. The same formula applies, because you do not want to show the sadness of the character. You want to show the effects of that sadness. If we show a character crying, and we do not show the impact of what that sadness has on other characters, yes, we will feel sad for that character, but we won't be placed in those shoes, even if we knew that character on the back of our hand. If we don't see the effects, we don't know how that character truly feels. So in the case of Chloe and Max, we see that Max is sad, but we see the effect that it has on Chloe. The way that she looks at Max, and that look of, what have I done? What have I done to my poor friend Max? The amount that Max has had to sacrifice to be with Chloe makes the second ending sad. But not as sad as the first ending, when the effects of Chloe's death is brought to everyone, not only on Max. We see how Chloe's life impacted everyone, from even the nastiest characters to the nicest characters. Chloe somehow affects them, and that's what makes the first ending so emotional. We become so invested in Chloe and Max that we think all the other characters are real. So is Chloe, and Max is an extension of ourselves. The game lets you play however you want. You get to choose different options. Depending on what options you take, it completely changes the story. It changes how other characters react with you. So you're dragged into Max's life. Max is you. Now we understand the story and how we get attached to the characters, but why does our brain make us think this way? When we interact with other human beings, we use ourselves to try and work out how they're feeling. We use our past experiences to fill in the blank details. We use their body language, their tone of voice, and we use our own internal experiences to gauge how they're feeling. One thing that helps us empathise with friends and family is our instincts to fill in details that we do not know and build up their situation. Our brains are very good at building this up, and this is what we do with fictional characters. But it can be easier because we know more about them. We get told information that we wouldn't generally be told in real life. So it makes it easier for us to empathise with characters. The detail in Life is Strange makes you feel sad because you know so much about the characters. You get to know them, you get to know their dislikes, their likes, their personality. We connect with the characters. And when they die, you feel sad because we know the impact that they had on other people's lives. In film, TV, or games, if they treat death as an everyday occurrence, we don't feel saddened by the death of a character. Even if we knew that character, we don't feel so sad because it's treated as everyday occurrence. But in games, films, or TVs where it's treated that has an impact on the characters that's not an everyday occurrence, will make your audiences cry. Probably like just in Life is Strange, because they treated death as something that has consequences. The sound design plays a massive part within the game, or any film, or any TV series, because you can add emotion, take away emotion, you can change the mood of anything just by the music, or no music at all. Sometimes in Life is Strange there's no music playing at all, and they were the saddest moments because we were just left with silence. Left with our raw emotions, with the sound of movement of clothes, beeping from machines, and that just left us in the moment, just to think of what that choice has just done to your character.
See you around. Sooner than you think.
Life is Strange is not a story about why Max got her powers, but Life is Strange is a story instead about real life, about how we can't always fix a problem, but we have to learn how to live with a problem. Life is Strange obviously covers more issues like alcoholism, to bullying, to poverty, and so much more. Life is Strange is not a conventional story. It shows the player of what real life is, that life does not always have happy endings, and life, well, it's strange. And as they said,
that first kiss on the cheek.